affirm our commitment to the safety, health, and well-being of our campuses and local communities. We are Hokies. We can do this. Be committed and be well.
Here at the College of Architecture and Urban Studies, we want to provide a space for all of our students to learn safely. So when President Sands said we want everyone to be as safe as possible, and we want to continue the tradition of experiential learning that is absolutely central to the Hokie way, we responded by saying, how can we ensure safe learning environments for all of our design students? We worked with our director of space, Enrique Ruiz-Gelli, to develop a plan, and he brought in a whole number of students to work that plan out further. It really revolves around plexiglass. We said, let's work with colors. Let's try to make this into something that's actually not only safe, but beautiful.
Walking in as a student for the first day, it would be nice to see that the school is doing this much to have us back. The colors make the space nicer to be in or more pleasant.
We have created a place where all of our students can work inside of the building, making their models, doing their drawings, having the same experience as they've always had. And our students are learning how to be project architects. They're learning how to do construction. They're learning how you work with a client who keeps changing their mind and wanting something slightly different.
A lot of schools aren't doing this. It just shows how important experiential learning is to this program.
We're putting up a variety of tents across campus, different sizes, to provide some outdoor space for the students so they're not congregating inside the buildings. Also providing some additional Wi-Fi. All of the tents will have additional lighting so students can congregate at night. There are several locations. We've got Lavery, we've got Burchard, Pedro Yates, Owens, Dietrich, and also the overhang at Deering, which will be a more permanent space. So there are quite a few spaces spread out over campus. It's a little out of the ordinary, but I think it'll work well to help the students spread out and have a little more gathering space to make up for spots that won't be able to be utilized. If they've looked at how some of the classrooms, the capacity has been drastically reduced, this will allow students more space to get out and actually get together and have the college experience.
Let's move, Hokies! Rec Sports is committed to keeping our facilities safe and clean as we reopen our doors for you. Here are a few things to know as we are leaning on your help to keep things clean and safe together. McComas Hall's entrance will host a temperature check and self-screening station to ensure that our facilities are fever-free. Hokie Passport self-scanners allow for live occupancy monitoring to ensure proper physical distancing can be met. Major enhancements of navigational flow and spacing of equipment has been made as well. Activities like group exercise and lap swimming are still available. Just pre-register on our website to secure a spot that fits your schedule. Our award-winning housekeepers regimen utilizes cleaning products which meets the EPA's criteria for use against SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. We are fully stocked on wipes, cleaning solution, and sanitizers for participants to use before and after use of equipment. Remember, we are all cleaners, so please wash your hands, wipe down equipment, keep your face covered as you navigate throughout the facility, and respect physical distance. And if you'd rather move in other ways, our outdoor facilities are open and ready for use. Your immune system is your best line of defense. Keep it strong, work those thighs, and sanitize. Welcome back. We can't wait to see you.
Prior to COVID-19, we had approximately 300 hand sanitizing stations across campus. We're actually going from 300 locations in the buildings that we're responsible for to about 1,900 locations. We started working with some of our contract vendors, and we're looking at bringing a Purell product to give everybody that reassurance that the university was doing everything that we could do to make sure we'd have a healthy environment for the fall when classes resume. We got a commitment from them to be able to provide us with 2,300 hand sanitizing stations that will be distributed across campus. These dispensers are going to be located at building entrances, at elevator call stations, outside of classrooms. The students, faculty, and staff that are coming into the buildings are going to have be readily accessible for those folks as they enter and exit the buildings.
The world today is not what it will be tomorrow. At Virginia Tech, we take this as a call to define what's next. We reimagine the ways education and technology are infused into everything. And with a rich tradition of hard work and an unyielding spirit, we declare our role in the world. Going beyond boundaries and building connections, finding solutions in unexpected places, serving as a force for good. We're ready like we've always been, and ready like we've never been before. This is Virginia Tech.
My name is Lizette Rebolledo, and I serve as Director of New Student and Family Programs and Associate Dean of Students. I said it at orientation, but I'm going to say it again. You are welcome here. Virginia Tech is a dynamic community made up of students, scholars, faculty, staff, visitors, neighbors, innovators, and servant leaders from a variety of cultures, backgrounds, and perspectives. We uphold our principles of community as we appreciate differences and embrace the complexities of living in a multicultural global society. To members of the Virginia Tech community from across the United States and from countries throughout the world, know that we welcome your ideas and perspectives. We believe the collaboration of cultures brings forth greater creativity, understanding, transformation, and learning for everyone. Every student deserves to thrive, and we are dedicated to assuring you have the opportunity to learn and grow, both academically and personally. We hope you will experience VT through the aspirations for student learning, that you'll commit to unwavering curiosity, pursue self-understanding and integrity, practice civility, prepare for a life of courageous leadership, and embrace ut prosum that I may serve as a way of life. The aspirations are part of the fabric of our university community. We hope they'll become part of your lives too. We invite you to join us as we create, with you, the kind of community where we can all discover our strengths and experience VT fully. And here to tell you more, your Dean of Students, Dr. Byron Hughes.
Hello, and welcome to Virginia Tech. My name is Byron Hughes, and I serve as Dean of Students. On behalf of the Vice President for Student Affairs, Frank Shushock, and more than 25 departments across the Division of Student Affairs, we are excited to be with you on this new journey as a Hokie. This new pathway in your life will be full of life-changing opportunities to pursue your growth, development, scholarship, achievement, and leadership. When we talk about the student experience at Virginia Tech, we focus on holistic learning, bridging formal learning with everyday activities, significant moments that are transformative, mentors that matter, and meaningful interactions that can make a difference. At the core of Virginia Tech's mission is an opportunity for every student to author and create their own experience. We believe that our aspirations for student learning create an ideal framework for you to do the following: commit to unwavering curiosity, pursue self-understanding and integrity, practice civility, prepare for a life of courageous leadership, and embrace ut prosum as a way of life. Let's break those aspirations down to what they mean for you as you chart your path through both the curricular and co-curricular opportunities at Virginia Tech. We want to be with you as we ask you to do the following during this 4 or 5 year journey. First, we want students to be curious about themselves and others by discovering what new knowledge will be beneficial to their endeavors to serve the greater world. Next, we want students to develop their self-understanding and integrity so they can identify their strengths and how those strengths can influence their decisions for the better. We want students to allow civility to guide them towards identifying that differences amongst people are special and that those on the margins are an important part of our life's work. Next, we want students to practice courageous leadership by joining those on the margins to boldly move forward their communities. Finally and ultimately, we want students to embrace a life of service to others, whereby they align their strengths with the need in the world. 2020 has revealed many significant and unprecedented things to us about life, but it has also been an experiment in understanding that depth and breadth in one's life matters. The adaptive challenges that we have faced with both the global pandemic and the ongoing challenge of racial injustice demonstrates that knowledge and wisdom across disciplines is necessary and critical. In fact, the Beyond Boundaries mission of Virginia Tech compels you as students to blend your knowledge, experiences, and relationships in order to tackle the complicated and messy issues of the day. How you experience VT even in the next several weeks will determine the extent to which you are able to grasp the full value of a Virginia Tech education. You may be attempting to answer the question, what do I want to do with my life? But we want you to also consider an even more important question. What do I want to be in my life? The first question is typically answered with a vocation or job. The second question is about life's more enduring values like humility, kindness, generosity, empathy, hope, and compassion. I invite you now to look forward towards the many opportunities you will have to experience VT. And as I said, we want you to be the architect of that experience. Whether it's study abroad, an internship, undergraduate research, sorority leadership, SGA president, a student manager in dining services, or an intramural referee, the options are endless. Class of 2024, be committed, be well. Go Hokies, this is home.
Hi Hokies, my name is Juan Espinosa and I'm the Director of Admissions here at Virginia Tech. I wanted to be one of the first to welcome you to our beautiful campus, but also congratulate you for getting here. These past few months have been challenging, but you overcame those obstacles and those barriers and you made it. You're successful and you're ready to start the next 4 years. Now, you as a group should have confidence. You are a very impressive group. You number about 6,675 students. 72% of you are from in-state. The rest of you are from out of state and across the globe. You also represent 46 different states in over 32 countries. Academically, you're one of the strongest classes we've ever had. Your average GPA is 3.97 and your average SAT scores were around 1270. Another bragging point about this class is you are the most diverse class in the history of Virginia Tech. 38% of you are coming from an underrepresented and underserved backgrounds. 8% of you represent as African American and 10% identify as Latinx. Now we know this campus can feel a little big, but you should have confidence that you're here for a reason. We know you're going to be successful, and again, we're really excited you're here and we're excited to show you off for the next 4 years. Best of luck and go Hokies!
Juan is right, class of 2024. You really are one of a kind. I'd like to introduce to you Dr. Rachel Holloway, our Vice Provost for Academic Affairs.
It is so great to welcome you, new Hokies, to Virginia Tech. We have been waiting for you. It's so exciting to have you back. The energy on campus is really giving us all a lift. And in these few moments, I just want to talk to you a little bit about your future. You know, we're at Lane Stadium, and we're here because in 4 years, May 2024, you're going to be out there on that field with all your friends, and you will be graduating from Virginia Tech. So what I hope for you today is that you start imagining what that's going to be like from this moment to that, what you're going to do while you're here. I hope you'll get engaged in everything Virginia Tech has to offer, majors, minors, courses, extracurricular activities, experiential learning like undergraduate research and internships and study abroad. You need to get everything possible out of your Virginia Tech education. And I want to talk about a special group you're going to start meeting in this next week, your faculty. They've been working hard this summer to prepare for this new teaching and learning environment, and they're excited to meet you. I hope you'll spend time getting to know them. They will be your teachers and mentors. But I also want you to know that they're researchers. They are part of the broader mission of Virginia Tech, and especially right now, they're bringing together their research with our motto, Ut Prosim, that I may serve. The COVID tests you took as you came to Virginia Tech were developed by Virginia Tech scientists, and they're being processed in Virginia Tech labs. We have faculty who are working hard to understand how we mitigate the transmission of this disease, whether that's through manufacture of PPE or testing of surfaces. And this summer we've also had our sociologists, our political scientists, our economics faculty, our historians, many more, looking at the inequities in our society and trying to lead us forward toward a more just society. Our artists have been teaching us how important it is to be creative, to overcome a sense of isolation and to come into community. I want you to get to know those people. Get to know them well. Get them to mentor you as you work toward your goals. And so in 4 years, you're going to be out there with all those people who have supported you, and you'll be a graduate of Virginia Tech. That's what I hope for you, and I hope you have a fabulous first semester. Go Hokies.
Thank you, Dr. Holloway, for joining us at Lane Stadium. Friends, I'm elated to introduce to you Dr. Mark Embry, who is a professor of mathematics. A 1996 graduate of Virginia Tech in computer science and math, he received his doctorate from Oxford University, then taught at Rice University in Houston, Texas for 12 years. He returned home in 2014 to help launch Virginia Tech's new major in computational modeling and data analytics. He lives in Blacksburg with his wife, also a Virginia Tech class of 1997 graduate, and their 3 children. Please welcome Dr. Mark Embry.
On behalf of the faculty at Virginia Tech, welcome to campus. It's great to have you join our community. In the fall of 1992, I stumbled upon this same campus myself, and I really didn't know what I was getting into. Back in those days, we didn't wear the masks, and the dorms were about the same as they are now, maybe a little less fancy. But what I found to be so resonant about this university was the faculty that I encountered here that challenged me to think in so many new ways. I imagine many of you have the same questions that I had at that time. And so let me try to set the stage a little bit. Think back to your last big transition from junior high school to high school, from 8th grade to 9th grade. Maybe the building was larger and you had a lot of butterflies in your stomach as you were in new social situations, made new friends. Yet the way you learned was very much the same. Now you make your next big transition. But there's a reason that we do not call this your freshman year 13th grade. You're now embarking in a very different way of learning. And I want to challenge you to think about making a significant transition in the way you approach your education. To begin with, let's think about what a university is all about. A university is a community of scholars who seek truth. We're a community. We're not lone rangers off working on our own as faculty members, doing our own research in isolation. We work together, often across disciplines and in collaboration with one another. But essentially, we're not a think tank just of faculty members off on our own. We work with students. Students form an essential part of our community. Welcome, you're now part of that community. We are scholars. The Latin word schola has as one of its definitions leisure time for learning. While your time at Virginia Tech will undoubtedly seem very busy, this may be the last time in your life that you can devote hours to reading and to careful study and to deep conversations about important issues of the day. Take advantage of this leisurely time for learning. And then finally, we seek truth. From our performance halls to our studios to our laboratories, from chalkboards covered with equations to fields growing with innovative crops, from our trading floors to public policy proposals, from Python code to genetic code, we seek to discover using different tools and different methodologies. We will show you those tools. We will teach you those tools. We will invite you to be discoverers alongside us. You are now joining this community of scholars. You are not here as a customer. You are not here to be trained. You are here to be educated, and we are here on that mission with you. We expect you to be curious. We expect you to have many questions and to be intellectually alive and to bring those questions into your classrooms and laboratories and studios. We expect you to question us, be free to disagree with us, to always be respectful of others, to always be ready to defend your positions, but never to be afraid to articulate them. We expect you also to take charge of your education, not to be zombies wandering through degree checklists, waiting for an advisor to steer you to your next semester, but to be intellectually alive in your pursuit of classes that will be meaningful for you, for taking classes that get you outside of your comfort zone, for taking a class in theater arts or public speaking or creative writing. If you've never coded before, maybe taking a class in programming or in data science will equip you to answer some of the big questions before you. Are you unsure of your major? I once heard it said that if you're trying to figure out a major, you should ask yourself, what is the biggest problem facing society? And then you should select a major that best equips you to make a difference in that space. A few nuts and bolts tips. Go to office hours. Faculty are available in their office, now virtually in many cases, to meet with you outside of class. Certainly to answer questions you might have about the homework, but also to engage in the ideas about the course, to talk about future classes, to talk about careers or undergraduate research. Take advantage of office hours. Speak up in class. Ask questions. Participate in the course conversation. Don't overload yourself. It's easy at a university like this to find so many classes that would be interesting to take, to pile on majors and minors, to begin collecting credentials. My best semester at Virginia Tech, I took 12 credit hours, and I had space to think. Rather than taking classes, which is the least creative thing you can do on a college campus, maybe you want to engage in undergraduate research. Maybe you want to lead a club. Maybe you want to found a business or get an internship. Think more creatively about how you use your time at Virginia Tech. In fall of 1992, I wandered around this campus trying to figure out what I would do with my 3 or 4 years at Virginia Tech. I thought I would graduate early and get out and get a job as fast as I could. At the end of that first year, I was convinced by so many inspiring faculty. They showed me so many beautiful ideas that I needed to spend the full 4 years here to get a complete education, and then to join that community of scholars in this mission of discovering truth. We welcome you to this community. We couldn't be more thrilled to have you join us. We can only survive by having students like you join this community. Enjoy your time here, take advantage of the many opportunities, and please get to know your faculty. Welcome to Virginia Tech.
Thank you, Dr. Embry, for those remarks. And here today to tell us more about the student experience, someone that I know you've been engaging with for the past few months through Instagram, Colin Roberts.
Hello, class of 2024. As many of you already know, my name is Colin Roberts, and I'm the admin of the Virginia Tech Class of 2024 account on Instagram. For the past couple of months, I've posted over 1,000 students' photos and captions so that our class can connect with one another in a new way due to the current health status of the world. It has been an absolute pleasure running this account and providing a service for our class to connect with one another during a time where we're unable to meet face-to-face without having to wear a mask. I've had the pleasure of meeting a lot of new and amazing people that I'll be spending the next 4 years with. Worked with various clubs, organizations, and businesses related to tech, and being a part of the greatest freshman class coming to Virginia Tech. The COVID-19 pandemic is an unexpected event that none of us could have predicted and prepared for. And while our class has faced many challenges during this health crisis, we have stood strong in the face of adversity and have kept moving forward. While it may seem like this year has been a continuous uphill battle with a new surprise at the start of each month, it gives me great joy to see everyone adapting to this new way of life by embracing their creativity and finding new ways to enjoy themselves while staying under quarantine and following health guidelines. From friend groups meeting on Zoom each night talking to one another about how things have changed, to having ample amounts of time to learning new skills, to knitting or even learning how to ride a skateboard. We have all shown a great deal of resiliency, and it shows great strength in each other and every one of you. With all of us coming into our last year of high school not having to deal with tests that we stayed up all night studying for, or having to eat bad cafeteria food at 11 in the morning anymore, we were all expecting our traditional end to high school by walking across the stage, turning our tassels, and throwing our decorated caps into the air. However, sadly, life hit us fast, and the next thing we knew, our last spring break turned into a global pandemic, and we were stuck under quarantine. We never got to experience the normal ways of enjoying our last dance at prom or playing the final games of the season. And it was a tough experience for many of us to deal with, as we had to face the reality that we weren't coming back to our classrooms. Senior year was the year that we were all waiting for since we stepped foot into our high schools during the first day of freshman year. And to have it cut short by a worldwide health crisis is heartbreaking. Working hard for 4 years by putting in so much effort to keep our grades up, picking up extracurriculars, and playing a sport just to have it all snatched away from us in the blink of an eye. Though we never got to have a normal end to high school, students all across the country didn't just quit then and there. Prom became virtual and was moved to Zoom, graduation became a drive-through, and we as a class did not let the pandemic take away our senior year. We all came to terms with things and found new ways to cap up for our last senior year before college. There were many questions about how we incoming freshmen were going to experience our first year of college. Where we're going to be in our lecture halls, where classes are going to be virtual, where we're even going to step foot on campus. Questions upon questions on how our future was going to go kept arising, and there's a new wave of utter confusion from students, parents, and teachers alike. As the summer went on, more and more information was given to us, and we learned that we would be on campus for the fall semester, and I'm sure all of us are freshmen let out a collective sigh of relief. Although we learned that we'd be on campus, that didn't mean that health guidelines were allowed to be disregarded. Movement was changed over the course of 2 weeks, and school events such as orientation, welcome week, and Gobbler Fest were all moved to different formats, making our transition to Virginia Tech a little harder as we weren't able to have these informative in-person events. While it may have seemed like the class of 2024 was just another bunch of students waiting to start their college experience, we are entering Virginia Tech as the most diverse freshman class in school history. With students from 46 states and 46 countries, 70% of us are first generation, 10% are Hispanic and Latinx background, and we hold an average GPA and SAT of 3.96 and 12.72 respectively. We all come from different backgrounds from different parts of the world and countries. And to have such a diverse class makes me extremely proud to be such a part of such a special group. Having a diverse class may not seem like much, but it holds a lot of importance to minority students like me that are attending college. Having the ability to see people that look just like you and to connect with them, being able to branch out and meet new people from other backgrounds and learn new things about a different culture, and just having the comfort of being in an environment of a diverse student body can mean a lot to a minority student. Our class can pave the way for future freshman classes, and I have hopes that the diversity of not just Virginia Tech campus grows, but college campuses all around the country. After a long and pretty stressful journey through this year of ups and downs, we are finally here and attending the best college in the country here at Virginia Tech. Things might not have gone exactly as planned, but we are still figuring out our new lives and making the most of it. When things would be rough, my mom would always tell me to keep moving forward, and while it may not seem that significant, those 3 words are what I've lived by for the past couple years, and I want to pass that on to my peers. When life gets hard and you don't know what to do, the one thing that you should never do is quit. Get up, stand strong, and keep moving forward. Many things have happened ever since this pandemic was declared, things that are completely out of our control that we have to accept and adapt to, but we are here now. We are here and we're ready to make a big impact on the world. We have been through a lot as a class, and though we may not know one another personally and come from different backgrounds, we are a lot more connected than you might think. We are future engineers, teachers, scientists, politicians, therapists, and so much more. This is our time to do our best in the world and show everyone that the class of 2024 can do anything in the face of adversity. Let's all do our best. Let's all do our job in staying safe and healthy by following the guidelines laid out for us, protecting and caring for one another, and making the most of what we have. We are an amazing class, and as I have said before, I'm so proud to be a part of the class of 2024. Stay safe, Hokies, and keep moving forward.
Thank you, Colin. Gosh, I couldn't have said it better than that. And as you mentioned, we know this fall looks a lot different than you were expecting or even hoping. But we also believe that we can get through this together as one Hokie Nation. We need your help to do that, though. As our Vice President for Student Affairs, Frank Shushan, has reminded us, we really need you to focus on doing 4 things this fall. Wear a mask always, unless you're alone, eating, or sleeping. Watch your distance. Extend your arms. Is anyone in that space? Wait to party. Set aside former ways of gathering and look forward to the day when we can have a gigantic party in the right way to celebrate the end of the pandemic and the beginning of a new season. And finally, wait to travel. Once you're here, agree to remain in Blacksburg and tell all visitors to wait until it's safer to come to Blacksburg. We ask that you pledge to be committed and be well along with our surrounding community. Let's go, Hokies. We can make this happen.